Yo, what is going on, virtual fight fans? It's your boy, Super M, and I'm back at it once again, bringing you the best in VR entertainment through RingsideVR, your place for everything virtual boxing. And today, we got another watch party. You already know how we do these things. If you're new to the channel, every month or so, we have a pay-per-view fight. We usually try to find 6 boxers who's going to go ahead and go up against each other on a card for us. And we like to run these watch parties with different guests to give you different views on the fight. And today, we got a special guest. It is none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, DJ Cap, with the trophy ready on deck. This is the brain behind GudGameTv, one of our most valuable sponsors, providing all the music that you hear on the stream. Cap, say what's up to the homies.
What's going on, homies? How y'all doing? This is your boy Cap, out here, big chillin', having a great time. Happy to be here, Super M. How's your day going?
Day is going good. Feeling great, feeling good, and I would like to have everybody out there, and I would ask y'all, how are you? Hope you are doing as well as we are today. Cap, we got some great fights. Now, last time, to let you guys know, Cap is not only a big supporter behind the scenes, but he's also a big supporter on the screen. So for our very first pay-per-view boxing card, he was actually one of our guest commentators. And, you know, Cap, just for the folks at home, give me a rundown of what were your first impressions of virtual reality boxing when you first saw it.
I was honestly a little skeptical at first, because the very first virtual reality boxing game I saw was Creed VR, and then I played it and I was like, yo, this is actually kind of dope. And since then, having played Ringside VR, which is a great game, shout out to the devs, I am becoming more and more of a believer as these games start to grow and develop.
Yeah, man, it's a wild ride. And, you know, last time one of the big critiques we had was like, you know, there's a little bit of VR jank. I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it, right? It's just these games are brand new, but we didn't really get to see a lot of we saw some good fights, but we also wondered, can you see a lot of skill through virtual reality boxing? And I think I done found the right type of boxers to give you a good show, Cap. I really want to hear what you have to say. So without further ado, let us go ahead and get into what these first matches look like. So the 3 matches that we have on deck, we've got some capable and well-seasoned fighters from East Asia. We got my boy Doraim versus Briorius in the first round. I'm very excited for this one because this is probably going to be our best test of skill sets. We've got 2 really dope boxers. Briorius, a black belt judo master, right? In real life, straight up, guys. In real life, VR hands. Now he says he can't, you know, throw a person, but he can throw these hands. So we're gonna see how it goes. And Doraim, very interesting, and I think he's probably gonna vibe with a lot of you guys. In real life, he is a pacifist, not one for violence. But when you get into VR, you change into a new person, and Doraim has found out that he's got a bit of an inner beast. So it's going to be the virtual hands versus the real hands. We're going to see who's going to throw down in that one. And then next up coming out, we've got Kappa versus Bekkayo. Kappa being an ex-military serviceman, right? Even though he gained a bit of a weight, right? He is finding that VR is a great tool for fitness, and he wants to put some of that ex-military serviceman training to the test. And he's going to be going up against Bekkayo. Now, Bekkayo is the mystery fighter, right? We've got Order versus Chaos in this second round. Bekkayo, a man from parts unknown. We don't know much about him, but he told us specifically that he does not want his face captured, because if so, the people will have his soul. He's not giving his soul to anybody. He said it's actually a cultural thing. And I'm like, look, bro, if you on some Obakemono type stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have it. I just hope that you can bring the surprise to Kappa, because Kappa is about the military hands. So that should be a good fight. And then we got our main card coming up, Mamabio versus Hisanaga. Now, Mamabio is the hero, the everyman, right? The challenging, the man of 1,000 matches, Master Hisanaga himself. What can I say? Hisanaga, probably at this point, has over 1,000 matches in this game, and he's on some Saitama stuff. He really just came into this game, did not think that he would even really like it, and right now he's the most seasoned person in the world. But Mabio looking to end that streak here. And so with that being said, Cap, let's go ahead and take it on down to the first match of the
Let's get into it. It looks like we have Briorius versus Dorain. Both fighters are playing in a 6x6 play space. Mixed stances, and they're both sluggers, which means we're gonna be seeing a lot of hands this match to 2 p.m. Now, I'm not fully familiar with the play space metric. Can you break that down for me a little bit?
Oh yeah, man. This is just how much space they got to fight in their room. So they're both working with 6 foot by 6 foot. That means they could do a little bit of dance and do a little bit of boogie.
Making his way to the ring. This boxer is not looking to violence. When the headset is on, it's time for virtual pain. Please give it up for the punching pacifist,
Dorain coming in here with the sauce. 75 wins, 126 losses, and 8 draws. Like we said, not a violent person in real life, but man, the headset is off and there is virtual pain to be had. Let's see if he can put the virtual hands to the man, Furious.
And now, making his way to the ring, he is a black belt ranked judo master. Please welcome the adrenaline fueled judoka,
Briorius with an impressive win-loss record, 58 wins, only 9 losses, and 87 draws. Mind you, this guy is going up with the best of the best every morning they train, and this black belt judo master, look at him, putting on the katas for us. It's not even judo at this point. It's just ready for the hands.
The headsets are on and the stage is set. Let this be our battle begin!
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
Oh, you about to say the law is down? Let's
It's
go.
time to throw down here in Ringside VR. Dorain throwing the first few punches.
And we starting off lively. Like we said, we got 2 sluggers in here, so we know these guys have no type of back down in their repertoire.
No, we would call them infighters. They are going to stay on the inside. They might size each other up a little bit in the neutral position, but otherwise that sizing up is only so they can find those moments really to land those punches.
Yeah, speaking of landing punches, Briorius now already starting off with some rapid fire jabs and some hooks down to the body. I like what Briorius is doing, man. He's got to keep being the more active person in the ring right now off the bat, and he's changing up with a lot of levels.
He is. Yes, Briorius, and it seems like Doraim is also adopting a similar type of approach where they're trying to open each other up with these body shots so that they can get their opponent's head.
Speaking of heads, though, we got this first-person camera view that pops up. We got to introduce you guys to our new first-person view. To remind you, these games are in VR. We can bring this view to you. So down in the bottom right, we got Briorius in the red, and Doraim in the bottom left, we got Briorius in the red, Doraim in the right with the blue. So check out the camera corners whenever you want. Now, please let us know in the comments below whether or not you like to see more first-person camera action in these matches. But with that being said, let's get back into this matchup. We already starting out with some heat.
Personally, I'm feeling these first-person shots, and it seems like, if I had to guess, Briorius has been doing a good amount of damage. It seems like he's landed the most clean face hits, and he's doing a pretty good job. Like I said, leading with these body jabs so he can find those jabs or those hard rights to the face. He's doing a great job at it.
Absolutely. Ooh, and again, a series of what looks like rapid-fire crosses, but you got to remember, folks, they do have a mixed stance, so these rapid-fire punches can come from anywhere, and Briorius eating that free lunch. Woo!
Oh my God, do you see the ducks, the head movement? Oh my gosh, he said, can you see me? You can't?
See me.
You can't? Briorius more like glorious movement in the ring, all right? That's what I'm talking about here.
Glorious Briorius, that's what we gonna call this man from now on. Doraim finding a little bit of fire back in his punches. Uh-oh. Sendo
Doraim
smash! Yo!
Doraim is throwing straight rockets, man. I've seen some pretty far hooks on the left and right side. These balanced stances, it makes it kind of hard to tell where the punch is coming from, Super M. Most fighters are either going to be orthodox or southpaw in an actual fight. It gives you an idea of where they're going to be leading with their jabs and, you know, where their cross is going to be coming from as well. I wonder, like, what kind of duress these fighters have to be under, playing each other, each with a balanced stance.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know Doraim is under a lot of duress right now. Briorius making great use of the levels. He changed high-low, he came left-right, and he was always off the center line. My man was ducking and weaving. Let's take a look at some of these replays after this round one.
You know, we're seeing solid head movement from both of these guys. Briorius getting under and coming up with what looked to be a solid left punch. His left hand seems to be pretty strong here in these replays.
Look at that Sendo smash here. Watch him following his opponent, coming up under his vision and landing a clean hit. I mean, talk about technique.
Glorious Briorius.
And this is that free lunch we were talking about earlier. He's just going to the body, gets you flustered. And the thing about it is, Doraim is keeping a very high guard most of the time. He's really not caring so much about the body, and Brio's taking advantage of that big time.
I agree, and I think one thing that kind of comes to mind, having kind of played this game a little bit myself, it's easy to get carried away throwing punches. Now we're about to get into the second round here. I hope the fighters are able to clean that up a little bit. Seeing Doraim get a little carried away, which opens up his whole body and face and everything to Briorius.
Second round though, seeming a bit more measured. We still got the fire from Briorius. He's not letting up. Back to the body again. That free lunch combo. That's what we were talking about. And let's go in straight from Doraim's point of view, talking about that duress. Just for a little bit. We don't want to shock y'all guys too much, but just for a little bit to give you a taste of that duress.
That's the Lunchables mix-up right there, all right? You thought you were going to get nachos, but you actually got the pizza. It's delicious. All right, Briorius coming in here with Lunchables pizza-style combos, all right? He's putting it on. The sauce, the cheese, the dough, laying it on. All on the dough, mad thick.
Mad thick indeed, and again, Briorius finding them lunch money combos, get your snacks on, going to the body. And now Brio, I think he feels that he's ahead and he can kind of pick his shots. Doraim really needs to figure out a game plan if he's going to turn this around.
So it looks like Doraim's also trying to change levels. That's what you'll be noticing if you're watching and you're not familiar with fighting. Fighters will start to shift levels, going up and down. That's when you see them duck down. Sometimes they'll be ducking to actually cover as part of their guard. Sometimes they'll be ducking so they can get that clean body shot. Maybe a jab to the body and come up. We've been seeing it successfully from Briorius. I think Doraim's trying to adopt a similar fighting style.
Yeah, I see Doraim right. He's definitely trying to work. He landed actually a few good counters. But
my God.
Doraim
taking him all to the face. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow.
Did that just happen?
Was that a knockout? Fam. That really just happened. Hold up. Doraim still has a chance to see Judge Chill's lane with the count.
4.
Oh no, he needs to stay there. That he got
6,
pieced up. All right, A-Town in this.
Straight up.
All right,
8,
G.
Not moving.
9,
Hands in the dirt.
10.
That's a wrap.
Slumps.
It's a wrap.
Ooh, you can see it from the way his character model fell. Shout out again to the developers of
Ladies and
RingsideVR.
gentlemen, the judges have determined a winner by knockout. The winner is the red corner.
Briorius pulling out a glorious win, as you say, glorious Briorius with them lunchable combos. Let's take a look at the replays of some of these greatest hits.
I love the honor coming from Briorius. The bows to the crowd. Briorius was consistent.
Yeah.
There weren't too many moments where he was kind of wasting movement. He's saving his energy, conserving it, getting these body shots when he's shifting levels, and then coming out with these real quick, focused punches. And you can see for all the punches he threw, he landed over half of them. I mean, that speaks for itself. Honestly.
Yeah, and he was well on track in that match to continue the pain. 310 punches, no joke. I mean, and he was still keeping up his block and guard. I mean, it was easy money for him. You can see the stats. Doraim going way too much to the head, getting a lot of his damage mitigated just by Brio's guard. And look at that punishment dealt, the heavy hands of the judoka from these eastern lands. Cap, I gotta ask you, bro. Did it live up to the hype? As you as a pro, did you see the skill that you needed to see in that match?
So I honestly was very deeply impressed. One thing that I noticed as well, especially looking at these stats here, you'll see the ring position, and it merely made me look at the ring in this replay, and I realized that Briorius actually did have the center of the ring the most. You can notice that Doraim was being pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
Briorius kind of stepping his way in. Now, these fighters, they can't control their legs that easily.
Right.
But it goes by the position of their hands, if I understand it correctly. So the fact that Briorius was
too, so the
the
center
hands
point of your
and the
hands and headset. Yeah, so within that 6x6 space we were talking about earlier, if we both clock the same 6x6 space, and it overlays into the ring. So if you're being boxed out to the edge of your own 6x6 space, it's gonna reflect that way in the ring because it's mapped.
And that's just it. Briorius created the feeling in Doraim that he was being pushed back, which is why you saw him being kind of pushed back out of the center. It was really impressive, and to see that in a virtual space as a fighter, someone who knows and understands that I need to maintain my space, even if I'm in the inside, that I want to maintain that middle position in the ring. It's really cool to see that translate in a virtual fighting game.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get better from here, man. Like, it's only gonna get better from here. A lot of work from the developers that goes into this match, and let's go ahead and quickly look at the results from that last round. Doraim going down, Briorius making his way into the winner's circle. Actually, factually, shout outs to both of these competitors. They both put on a great match. And next up, we got Kappa versus Bekayo, right? Military Might versus the Mystery Maxer. You know what I mean? It's about to be an explosive match. And speaking of explosive matches, let's go ahead and get ready to get that match set up.
We got Bekayo versus Kappa. Bekayo playing in a 6x6 play space versus Kappa's 7 foot by 6'10" play space. A little bit more space for Kappa. Both fighters sitting in an orthodox stance. And we got a counter puncher versus a slugger. I'm anticipating a little bit more defense coming from Bekayo and a lot more pressure coming from Kappa. Let's see how these players played out.
First up, making his way to the ring, this ex-military serviceman enters the ring. Please stand at attention and give a salute to Kappa!
Salutes all around. 66 wins, 45 losses, and 4 draws coming from Kappa. This military man, he may not have a lot of wins under his belt, but I'm telling you, he's got the resolve to make tonight happen.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, and honestly, 66 wins ain't nothing to slouch at. He's got some seasoning to him. He's been out here, and look at him. He looks good. He looks like he feels good, and he looks like he's ready for whatever the mystery man is going to bring.
And now, making their way to the ring, hailing from parts unknown, he is an enigma. Please welcome the mystery boxer, Bekayo!
We got Bekayo with 371 wins, 192 losses, and 36 draws. You would think he was a child Muay Thai fighter. Bekayo, a man of mystery, finding his way through the crowd, outside of the ring. Once he gets in, I think we're going to see the fire turn up.
Absolutely. Waving hi to mama. You know what I'm saying? Getting great. Oh, and there we go. There he goes. He's in there.
Look at him.
He's moving.
Look at him.
He's moving. Look,
Hands
he's
up.
ready. He's ready.
He looks like a young Ali, a virtual Ali.
Flexing. Look at the flex on him, though. The flexing
the kind-
hard.
This is the kind of fun we need to see here in our ringside VR matches.
Absolutely.
Begin!
I like the hands
All
from our
right,
boy Kappa as
gentlemen,
well.
welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
Round 1 underway. We got Judge Chill's Lane with the official rulings, and this match already starting off. Bekayo in the red corner, Kappa in the blue, and you can see the style difference from the last round, Cap. You can definitely see it. Much more measured, much more patience coming out of both of these players.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Super M. A lot more patience coming out of both of these guys, each submitting a little bit of space to one another. And Bekayo actually threw the first punch, but it looks like he's taking the most hits right now.
Yeah, Bekayo, looks like he's gonna be waiting for that nice opportunity to throw a counter punch. Kappa now trying to enforce that presence, but wow! Nice right hook from Bakayo. We're actually starting to see that he's really good counterpuncher.
That's what I was saying a little bit earlier. Kappa, he's going to be trying to lay on a little bit more pressure, but the problem is he's got to get into Bakayo's range, and when he is, trying to land those hard hits.
You can see him. Kappa's paying a lot of respect to Bakayo, trying to get in and out, just kind of get his way in, range find with that jab, but Bakayo looks dangerous and poised with these counter hits. Ooh, now
and I love the way that Kappa is literally just knocking Bakayo's head back. If you're paying attention, folks, once you see a nice hard hit, you'll see their necks whip back.
Yeah.
It is aggressive.
A lot of blood, too. I mean, Kappa's only landed a few. Oh, my God. Speaking of a lot of blood, that was a clean uppercut from Bakayo. We saw him miss from that early one. But, yeah, I was about to talk about Kappa's power and precision. You'll see a lot of blood flying off of Bakayo just like that when Kappa lands those hits. So it might not be a lot, but it seems like they got weight.
Yeah, no, these lefts, they're quick, man. They are snapping their left hands out. And they're landing hard too. There's nothing but blood coming from each left hit. I don't think I've seen a cross really had that kind of damage effect the way that these jabs are. These dudes are strong.
And that's the surprising thing too, Cap. In VR, you usually see most of the power hits come from a hook because speed plus distance traveled at the point of impact usually generates the power in these games. But these guys are making miracles work with short hooks and sharp jabs.
Hey, you gotta know how to play the game, all right? And you gotta play your game at that. That they may have the math, but these players got math of their own, all right? And I'm about to see whose equations going to produce the most optimal results.
Absolutely.
All right.
That math be mathing. That math.
It's mathing real hard here. 25 seconds left in the first round. And I would say that Kappa's up right now. I think he has the most punches landed so far. And I have a feeling that he's done the most damage. We'll see it at the end of the match, though.
Yeah, this is definitely round one for me as well. Kappa is definitely taking this in my card. He's just been the most impactful boxer. And again, he's working his way in. He's not swinging too wildly and not giving up too many counter hit opportunities to Bakayo, who really needs to get his game plan working. He's got to find ways to get more action. But yeah, let's jump back into this replay again. Kappa starting off again. Look how my man moves, weaves, and that hook, and then he's out of there with the hands up. Great textbook approach from Kappa.
And you got to give Bakayo some respect too. I'm telling you, every time he's throwing his punch, there was a moment where he literally drops his level all the way down just to come up in case Kappa was about to start slugging away. Bakayo's really using his brain meat to pay attention here. He's staying very observant, and you got to respect that.
Oh, I definitely respect, but you got to respect the power of these hooks. Again, slipping right out and beating. Look at Kappa right over the top.
Oh my God!
You see this man's movement. I mean, it's hard to it's hard to counter hit when you can't hit the man. You know what I mean?
It is. It is. And if a fighter isn't changing levels, they're slipping. And we're seeing that a lot from Kappa. It's actually super impressive. Again, testament to the game.
Yeah. Nah, this is a great showcase of skill, and the first match was very explosive. This match is playing out like a true boxing match. I would not be surprised if Bakayo and Kappa knew each other really well because they're really feeding off of each other's energy right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were training partners. The way they're kind of feeling each other out right now, it really just shows how they think about fighting. You got to have a fighter's mindset, even in VR. And these guys are showing that the military training has gone rather far for Kappa and Bakayo. His experience and the amount of fights he has, it's showing here as well.
Yeah, it's definitely another one of those in real life skills versus the gaming experience. And honestly, Bakayo still having sharp eyes. I wouldn't count him out right now. Kappa is still trying to work his game plan. Big hooks. Again, chopping those lefts down, and he's trying to get a lot of damage, building off the momentum in that first round. But Kappa giving up a few blows. Bakayo still looking sharp. You see these counter hits coming in.
I do. Bakayo's uppercut that he's been throwing, he's been throwing these left uppers that have been dangerous, man.
It's impressive because you can clearly see how sharp they are. Like,
you can.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, I think it's forced Kappa to slow down a bit. He isn't coming in as much as he was in the first round. He's showing Bakayo a lot more respect. And I'm wondering if doing so is actually going to be to his detriment. I think the head movement and him having to work his way was before is what helped him kind of get so far in that first round.
And honestly, thinking of Seth, again, he submitted that he's got a bit more weight on. He's not really at the punching weight that he usually plays at. So endurance is also a factor. He might have gassed himself out making so many movements just to go in and avoid Bakayo's counter hits. But Bakayo teeing off on Kappa right now. That speed is coming into a big factor, and Bakayo's turning this round around.
It looks like it already. Bakayo, like I said, that head whip. When I see that head go back, I'm like, God damn.
Yo.
Like my man's out here over here about to break his neck like some Busta Rhymes shit.
Yeah, straight up. Ayo, break your neck. And right now, Kappa's got to protect his neck because he's taking way too much damage in this next round.
He really is. Bakayo has been. This is where him being a counterpuncher actually is going to go very far for him. Kappa looks tired.
Yeah.
Bakayo is taking advantage of that tiredness. That lack of stamina is really going to hurt Kappa here. And honestly, Bakayo having all these matches, that means he got hours in RingsideVR, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He plays this every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are titans in the ring, morning warriors. I don't get up with the rising sun quite as much as they do, but, definitely got to get back out in there myself because, as you can see, Kappa's really slowed down, but I don't think that power that he has calmed down. So he might not be landing as many hits in this next round, but he might have done enough damage to keep him alive. Bakayo definitely seems confident in that round. Let's go into this replay, Cap. Let's see some of the greatest hits of round number 2.
I like that. That's a great pun. All right, so one thing that I find pretty impressive here that I just noticed, you can kind of see the way Bakayo is framing up. And while that is kind of showing a little bit to his detriment because it's giving Kappa an idea of what Bakayo's range is, it is still good to see that Bakayo's got that defense up to complement his counterpunch style.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he really went in on the offense there. We just saw a beautiful uppercut from Bakayo. And now what we're watching right now is just a beautiful exchange back and forth. Bakayo showing that he's staying cool, still trying to get some hits, but this is a bit of life coming in from Kappa. And he's got some moments. He had some moments in that last round where he was able to put the gas up, but as you can see, he's on the floor now. My man's knees is touching the canvas, and I think his breath is a bit measured. Round 3, let's see if he can turn up the heat.
It looks like both of these guys are showing each other a little bit of respect. Bakayo coming out with a little bit more energy than Kappa is right now.
I still think Kappa's dropping that weight, though. I really see that neck snap back on Bakayo a lot more, and it looks like when Kappa does throw, he puts his body behind it. Something about it just telling me that this man is really trying to go for, I was about to say go for the KO, but Bakayo's showing a lot of life.
He is. Bakayo has been producing a lot of blood. You might as well call him Bakayo the blood driver because Kappa has been bleeding a lot this round so far. The counterpunch style, again, it's been playing to his benefit. He's playing really smart here, Supam.
Yeah, but you gotta wonder, third and final round, does any of these boxers have what it takes in the tank to put the other guy down? Bakayo has, to your point, been looking pretty impressive. He's been, I think, landing a lot of good fights, but Kappa has still been tagging him, and when he does, my man is putting a lot of hooks in it, and that damage has to rack up, and it's pretty much any person's game right now with 1:49 left on the clock.
And so I know I said in that first round that Kappa was landing a lot of quick hits and a lot of hard hits. That tagging and those hard hits, again, they seem to reduce. Bakayo, though seems like he's throwing less punches, he is landing more clean hits from what I've been noticing.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking if anybody's going to end up on the ground first, it's going to be Kappa.
It looks like Bakayo's staying behind that guard, keeping it textbook, 1-2s, framing it up. Okay, now we got a little bit of action. I think what's interesting is now both players have said, screw the counter punching. We're just throwing hands now. They want to see the other person down.
Yeah, I think they understand that there's a minute left and they got to put it all on the line here. Most fighters will go when they hear that last minute, that last 30 seconds. They want to get as many hits in and out as they can to score as much as possible.
Got to look good for the judge. It's a very important tactic. We only remember the last couple of seconds of the match. You better make it explosive.
Those last couple of seconds literally can determine everything here. And it looks like with 40 seconds left, Bakayo is sticking to his more outside play style, looking for an opportunity to throw. Kappa coming in with the bombs, man.
Yeah, Kappa's been he's been fighting it in there, and though in the scramble it might not look like he's getting clean hits, but he's actually punching through Bakayo's guard in a lot of senses. So he's found his way to just stay inside and to say, I will take your little hits for trade for my big hooks, and we'll see what's going to end out in the scorecard. 10 seconds left.
I like the way he tapped on Bakayo's gloves there a little bit to kind of try to make him open up, feel a little too safe. It looks like we're going to end the round here with no knockout, so I wonder, who do you think is going to take this round? Who do you think you give it?
My favorite's Kappa. My favorite's Kappa. I've seen so many sharp hits.
By unanimous decision, the winner is the blue corner.
Oh, the cross-up from the cameraman.
Good call. Good call. Kappa taking it. Winner by unanimous decision, Supam.
Yeah, we got to see what the judges' scorecard said, and what in the world. Both of these players kept punching more and more as the round went on. Like, what is going on?
Holy hell, they turned up, and it actually ended up being Kappa, the one with the most precision hits kind of throughout the whole match. You know, if you add up those percentages all around, that's pretty impressive. But I think it lends to him, again, his play style. He wants to suck, he wants to brawl, he wants to be on the inside. It's giving him a lot more opportunity to land those hits.
Absolutely, man. And I think the biggest takeaway from that match is actually the punishment dealt. They were pretty close there in that round. I mean, both of them were ramping up. 157 to 168, right, in the first round. 188 to 187, and even 226. I mean, these guys were just as busy as each other. But if you notice, Bakayo's punishment started off real strong in that first round, and he kept losing power. He looked good,
yeah,
but he wasn't putting the weight behind the punches, and that's something that's kind of hard to see from the outside. But I just the way every time Kappa swung, his whole body moved, like he was hooking up in there, and it really shows. He was able to keep his pace the same for round 1 and 2, and then that last round, I think he just really gassed it up a bit. But it's all that military. That's all that military stuff. That's
the resolve, man.
Yeah, that hoorah, you know, and whatever it is, you know, salutes to all that. But an amazing second round, and honestly, that would have went the distance, bro. You know, we saw sharp uppercuts, we saw amazing counter hits. You know, the weaves from Kappa. I mean, he was on some little Mike Tyson stuff. You know, getting in there and really kind of coming over. It was good. It was really good.
Honestly, and I love the consistency that we can see in the numbers from Kappa's play. He only really slowed down a little bit in the second round, and we see that here, okay? His first and third rounds, my man was coming in mad hot toward that last minute of the third round. Kappa was like, what do you mean? I'm Cap here, all right? I'm the captain now, okay? This is my ring, and he held it down. Look at me, okay? Like, this is a really impressive match. Glad to see both fighters go the distance. Huge congratulations to Kappa for winning the overall fight. And I hope to see more from Bakayo in the future.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at these results. Of course, Bakayo going down, and the IRL fighters tonight are looking really good. And we got one more special matchup for you. This one's a community-made match. They all requested to see Mamabio versus Hisanaga, the everyman versus the man of 1,000 matches, and I cannot wait to get this matchup underway. So without further aduances, let's get it underway here with the last and final round in tonight's matchups.
Yes, we have Hisanaga versus Mamabio. Hisanaga holding it down in a 5 by 6 space versus Mamabio's very tight 3 by 3 space. He's at the tightest play space of the whole night. Mixed style for both, so we should be seeing some balance and counter puncher in both styles as well, which means we should be seeing a bit more patience.
Virtual fight fans, it is time for the main event. First up, making his way to the ring, he is a virtual samurai with high ranks in Swords of GudGameTv. Fighting out of the blue corner, it's Mamabio!
Mamabio coming in with the epic confidence and the ring walk. 58 wins, 100 losses, and 7 draws. This guy's coming up here fighting for the people. You see it in his profile picture. This man goes to work every day. He's got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? He's just out here main character statusing. And honestly, he looks a little bit bothered to be here. Why do we even ask him out?
He looks bothered, and his profile picture, he looked tired. All right, he looked like he lived that life
out
okay?
here.
Making his way to the ring, this fighter is the most seasoned veteran in era of combat boxing today, with an EOC record of 589 wins. Please welcome the man of 1,000 matches, Hisanaga!
589 wins. 589's asses that need to be whooped. 371 losses and only 34 draws. The most commanding record to date. Looking at real sharp. You see how sharp those punches were? Those weren't even boxing punches. Those were karate punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, the headsets are on and the stage is set. Let this virtual battle begin!
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
All right, they're touching gloves, and we're getting into round 1, Superman.
All right.
Ooh.
Already starting off
Hisanaga
fire.
landing the first punch.
Hisanaga,
You know,
look
for
how tight he
counterpunchers,
is.
exactly, for counterpunches, these guys are really looking like sluggers in round starting out.
Look, but it looks like slugging, but if we take a look how tight and compact Hisanaga is. He's actually rapid fire countering everything Mamabio throws at him. If Mamabio moves his hand, he gets hit twice.
Look, Mamabio moving so much, he making me move behind the scenes. So you got my head moving too. I'm like, God, Hisanaga's throwing bombs at me, man. I need to protect myself.
No, you gotta
Mamabio
protect yourself. Oh my God, there's no protection. The minute you decide to punch him, you've left yourself open. And Hisanaga, showing why he's the man of 1,000 matches, barreling down. Look, this is some awesome Master Ip Man type stuff. The chain punches coming back and forth. Buddha. Oh my God.
Yeah, we call this the Wing Chun boxing god right here, Hisanaga, okay? His name even sounds like a kami, all right? I love it.
I love it too. And look at him, just not breaking code. The accuracy, the straight up damage, straight down the middle. Nothing fancy, nothing nice, just these hands. Rated E for everyone, and the blood is flowing from Mamabio's face. How much more damage can this man take?
Oh my God, Hisanaga! What is this? 22 seconds into the round? Or no, a minute 22 into the round. This is a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
Is he gonna stand up? Is Mamabio out?
Nah, Mamabio sleep.
6, 7,
Hisanaga
8,
stood at his ground.
9.
That's a wrap. Look.
And that's the 10 count. This knockout. Absolutely amazing from Hisanaga. Hisanaga was the true counterpuncher.
Ladies
Mamabio
and
came in under the wrong
gentlemen,
style.
The judges have determined the winner by knockout.
He did.
The winner.
He
is
heard
the
here,
red
oh, we're both
corner.
counterpunchers? Then maybe I should throw more. Maybe I should try to overwhelm him. And it turns out he was the one that overwhelmed. Hisanaga with a clean knockout, winning the match.
Look at this. Look, we're just gonna watch this knockout over and over and over because this is just wow.
Did you see that right punch? The right, bam!
Bam.
Right to the temple. He was like, pop! Ooh, get off me! You're dirty. We're dirty. I don't like it.
Man.
Oh my God! She put him to
Mamabio no
sleep.
mo. That look at the punch count. Just in the round, 211 to 160, and he still landed 44% of them.
Both had actually a pretty solid amount of punches landed. I'm a little surprised that Mamabio ended up being the one getting knocked out, seeing that he has the punch counts lower. He's got the most punches landed, which means he's really just tapping them.
Yeah.
You know, he's not really landing these like hard punches. Hisanaga was taking every advantage that he could when Mamabio was inside to just tear that head up. He was softening him up, tenderizing the meat, if you will. Call Hisanaga the butcher.
Call him
okay?
the butcher, yeah,
in the
'cause he
ring.
picked that man apart.
He really did, man. Cut him down and out. All right, that was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful round. Ring position, we see more ring position coming from Mamabio, but I think a lot of that comes from the amount of moving he was doing.
Yeah.
Hisanaga didn't have to move a ton.
He stood there.
And he really did just stand there. He stood there, he kind of leaned back a little bit, might have changed levels once or twice, but for real, he was like, man, you are in my house. You're paying rent for me.
Yeah,
okay.
It was crazy. He had Mamabio dance so much. Mamabio only had like a phone booth's worth of space to dance in, and he had that man in all four corners of his phone booth. And we saw it in the intro. My man came into the intro and said, "Hoo, hoo, hoo," and then that's exactly where them punches went, straight down the middle between one eye and two eye. He just edged it out in precision hits, but 7% of 211 hits. They're dealing an average punishment damage of 56,000 versus the 31,000. That it was power and speed and just numerous punches, and it was just chain punches until Mamabio fell, making a statement here. Bruh, I mean, that's true. That was some true championship match stuff, right? Hisanaga said, I got bills to pay and mouths to feed, right? I ain't got time for all this, just wow.
Yeah, no, he said, Mamabio, you got bills to pay and mouths to feed. You need to get out of this ring and go take care of your damn kids. That's what you need to do. Let me help you do that. Came over with the overhand right to the face. It was so clean. It was beautiful. Again, a testament to Ringside VR. Because if this were any other game, unless you're playing like an Undisputed, which isn't even a VR game,
right,
being able to see those kinds of hits land, it's honestly extremely impressive. The fact that Hisanaga was able to get that so clean and slump my man Mamabio, like literally put him down on the tatami. What's the mat called?
What, the tatami mat?
The tatami mat, man. Like that's where he fell asleep at home.
That's some good sleep. That's some good sleep. Both knockouts from the fights tonight. They were pretty decisive. No one even got back up. And let's go ahead and take a look at the last round's results for the night to remind everyone. Briori is coming out on top. Kappa coming out on top in his match, and Hisanaga coming out on top in his match. Congratulations to all the winners and also all the fighters who showed up today. And honestly, I want to take a time out to really speak about our sponsor for the night, GudGameTv, putting you on game. And it just wouldn't be right for me to speak about GudGameTv. Cap from GudGameTv himself, tell the people out there a little bit about GudGameTv and what y'all do.
GudGameTv is a brand that is currently based in Atlanta. In this community, there's just a wealth of love for fighting games and music, and GudGameTv provides a platform for both. We'll be getting into some other things in the future, but right now we want you to show some love and show some appreciation. Give us a follow, check out our posts, if you find any artists that you find interesting, give them a look, purchase their music, give them a listen. The streams, the purchases, they go directly to the artists, and that's the people that we want to support. The fighting game communities, we sponsor fighting game community tournaments. We sponsored Reboot Retrocade tournaments for the last 2 or 3 years, I believe. We've even put up some money in different tournaments at 404 Esports in years past as well. So we want to keep showing love to these communities, these grassroots, into the underground scenes, and kind of be a platform for the underground, which is something that most underground scenes usually don't have. You kind of have to hear about people, but with us, you can hear it from GudGameTv.
Absolutely.
We put you on game,
my
okay?
Friend. Well said. Always appreciate the support. Always appreciate the vibes. Just to remind you guys, all the vibes that you've been listening to here tonight have been provided by the producers who work through GudGameTv. So like we said, if you like something you hear and you like a style, be sure to hit my man Cap up and find out where these beats is coming from. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for you guys tonight. This has been a wonderful night of amazing boxing under VR lights, and I'm very happy to be able to bring you ringside to all the action. If you like what you've seen today, please support this channel by giving us a like, share, or subscribe if you like. Comment down below, let us know what we're doing right and what we could do to best give you a better VR experience. Like we said, if you want to get this game, try out Era of Combat in Steam store now. It's in early alpha development. No Tech Creative, shout outs to you guys. We're going to be bringing you guys action from other games as well. We've got Virtual Fight Championship in the ranks. Of course, we all waiting for Thriller Fight 2 to come out. But with that being said, I'm your boy Super M, and I'll be seeing you guys here next time on Ringside VR. Peace.